Hi, this is Pierre-Yves Delacote, working at Planet Technologies, helping customers to foster their end user adoption when they deploy the new technology, especially around Microsoft technologies. So today I wanted to talk again about governance. Often, governance is seen by the end users as a constraint, and it's seen by the IT department as a mandatory need. And so there's some tension between end users who want something and the IT who doesn't want to provide this. And I think uh, it's basically because there's a lack of discussion and of understanding, because governance is good. I will give you just an example of a psychologist, a French psychologist, who described governance as really useful in life. Basically, he says, imagine a world if you didn't have any barriers, any walls, any governance. It's like walking on a bridge without boundaries and being blindfolded. So imagine you're walking on the bridge blindfolded, and you'll probably stop and get paralyzed on the edge because you're afraid to fall, because there's no boundaries. So you don't know where are the limits. And when you have boundaries and you walk on the bridge, then you hurt yourself on the boundaries. It hurts a little bit, but you're more secure, you're reassured, so you can cross the bridge more easily. So governance is really key, important, but it has to be built not only by the IT department, but also with end users, to build the right governance um, that enable the business, and also that respect some security constraint, because you don't want to expose your environment to attacks. And I think a good discussion, for example, is about, let me take an example of when you want in Microsoft Office 365. Let's take just SharePoint, but it applies to Teams or OneDrive. There's a lot of organizations who are scared to allow the end user to share documents with external people, so what we call guest access, because they're afraid that that way people can share important information outside of their organization, and so it can expose the organization. Actually, today, most of the people are exchanging information through email, so that don't block them to send information outside of their organization. And the problem with email is when it's gone, and you cannot block the access of a file attached with the email because it's in the inbox of the person who received the email. So it's too late. They have the document. While if you were using SharePoint or OneDrive or Teams, you could say, people can have access to this document, but they cannot synchronize it. They cannot download it. You can have some security added to this document, so that will provide people to access to download the document, and also it will bring versioning, and you can control who has access whenever you want. You can block the access whenever you want. So there's often a misconception of what is a governance. A governance is to talk about the pain of each parts and users and IT, and understand the mechanism of what you're trying to put in place and find the right solution. So if you have a discussion about how to share a document outside of the company, then you probably end into allowing to have access to a SharePoint from an external user, but you might add some policy to block the download of the document or protect the document in a way that it cannot be hacked by your counterpart, the external partner, for example. So it's a matter of discussion, but boundaries are reassuring, actually. When you have boundaries, it's just like in life, and we're not kids, but just like with kids, if you give them some boundaries, they feel more secure. It's the same in the company. If you have boundaries that are clear, even if they change along the way, as soon as you communicate well the boundaries and explain the boundaries, the reason of the boundaries, and people understand the boundaries, that's called governance within an enterprise or an organization, then people are reassured, actually. Most of the people. There's some people who won't like that, but most of the people need some clear rules, governance, boundaries, call it whatever you want, especially around usage in IT. And that will avoid shadow IT and uncontrolled chaos and dangerous behaviors using other technology that you don't see, because now you can use your personal smartphone and share whatever you want, or it's easy to break this. So defining the governance, not too narrow, not too wide, the right governance together between the end users, business liaison, and the IT department will lead to make people feel more secure, more safe, and they will be able to collaborate more easily, and they will be satisfied because they will understand where the limits are and why the limits are there, and they'll be able to find the best way to collaborate with that, with respecting the rules that are here to make them safe. So as soon as they understand they're safe because of those rules, of this governance, it helps them. So that was a tip of my day.